Corsair just dropped a new Pro keyboard packed full of features. Let's take a look. This is the Vanguard Pro 96 and it has been built with competitive gaming in mind. In the box, you get the Vanguard Pro 96, a detachable braided USB-C to A cable, a magnetic detachable wrist rest, and a 2-in-1 keycap and switch puller. The first thing that really caught my eye with this keyboard is the form factor. This is a full-size keyboard in basically a TKL-sized chassis. It's only slightly wider than the K70 Pro TKL, but about 25% smaller than a full-size keyboard. So what have they managed to squeeze on this board? You've got a full numpad, a rotary dial, an LCD screen, and my personal favorite feature, 6 low-profile programmable G keys on the side, 5 of which can be used as a virtual stream deck, and there's also a game mode button. On the bottom of the keyboard, I was first a little surprised at the location of the USB-C port, but it's actually such a clever design with the cable channeling. Now, I'm no pro gamer, but I have done a few tournaments as a guest player, and sometimes the space that you're given in these tournaments is super cramped. Having the ability to channel your cable out in different directions is such a nice quality of life addition, and the risers also feel super stable. Once this keyboard is planted on your desk, it's not going anywhere. The wrist rest is a great add-on as well. It snaps on nicely with magnets and it is stupidly soft. And it makes sense being paired with this keyboard because obviously this is intended for people who are doing very, very long gaming sessions. The Vanguard Pro 96 is purpose-built for competitive players, featuring magnetic MGX hyperdrive linear Hall effect switches. The switches feature pre-loop stems, dual actuation support, and are rated for 150 million key presses. If you do prefer any different switches though, you can swap out to your choice of any compatible magnetic switches. Here's a quick sound test of the keyboard right out of the box. And speaking of sound, the Vanguard Pro has quad-layer sound dampening to help keep unwanted noise to a minimum. It comes stock with PBT double-shot keycaps, but they can obviously be switched out to anything compatible. This keyboard has 8,000 Hz hyperpolling, an absolute game changer if you're in the competitive circuit. A higher polling rate basically means that the keyboard communicates with the computer more often. The higher this is, the lower the input lag, and at 8,000 Hz, this keyboard is up to 8 times faster than standard polling. This is make or break when you're playing games that require split-second reaction times. For mere mortals like me though, it's nice to have, but I'm over 30, so that ship has probably sailed. On the top of the keyboard, you'll notice the rotary dial, and this basically has the same kind of functionality as the knobs on a Stream Deck Plus. You can use it for adjusting volume, brightness, media, and zooms, and it can even sync with the LCD screen to the left of it. The LCD screen is a full-color IPS screen with a 320 by 170 resolution. You can apply custom images and GIFs and have your system stats available at a glance. The screen also interacts with your actions like activating game mode, turning the dial, and activating your Elgato button. And before you go rushing to the comments, no, you don't need IQ to configure your keyboard. Corsair has released a web-based utility for their newer gear, Corsair Web Hub. This allows you to customize everything from macros, lighting zones, dial controls, dual actuation points, rapid triggers, and of course, FlashTap SOCD handling without having to install any software. Just keep in mind that SOCD may not be allowed in some tournaments if you are going to be competing at a high level. Always double check the rules first. Web Hub also allows you to run a key calibration and conduct key testing. I love how slick this software is. I think it's going to be a huge plus, especially for the pro circuit. As someone who is deep into the Elgato ecosystem, I'm loving how much Corsair is embracing the crossover between gamers and Elgato users. So much so they even have a dedicated Elgato button on the keyboard between the FN and the left arrow key. The Elgato key is basically a hotkey button defaulting to Control Alt F12, and this will allow you to launch your virtual Stream Deck with a single press. In your Stream Deck software, you'll need to go into the virtual Stream Deck settings and assign the Elgato button on your keyboard as that hotkey. I'm also super happy to see the addition of the game mode button as someone who frequently mashes the Windows key accidentally when I'm playing horror games. Hitting the game mode button by default will also switch the RGBs to single color lighting, so you know it's time to lock in. Game mode is fully customizable in Corsair Web Hub. You can have game mode change up the USB polling rate, the RGB brightness and static color, activate flash tap, and rapid triggers. The way they've designed these G keys on the side is so clever. They're close enough that they're not out of reach, but they're not something I could ever see myself accidentally pressing in the heat of the moment. The Vanguard Pro 96 is available now in black for $229.99 USD, or if you're looking for a cheaper alternative, the Vanguard 96 still has an amazing feature base and comes in at $179.99 USD. The major difference is that the Vanguard doesn't have rapid triggers or the MGX hyperdrive magnetic switches. But if that's something that you don't really care about, it could be a good way to save a couple of bucks. The Vanguard also has 2 colorways. Huge thanks to Corsair for sending this out to me early so I could get this video out for launch. I am so stoked to have this keyboard and the Sabre Pro V2 just in time for the launch of Battlefield 6. Just don't come for me when I become an absolute sweatlord. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video or in my next stream.